Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces India to start commercial chip production this year. Also receives India's first indigenous semiconductor chip. India's national capital, New Delhi, hosts 20th Global Sustainability Summit. Ministers Bhupendra Yadav and Piyush Goyal highlight India's recent policy initiatives for climate action. President Putin says Russia never opposed Ukraine joining EU. Also says consensus possible on ensuring security of both Russia and Ukraine. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Semicon India 2025, announcing India's first chip by 2025 as investments surge to make the country a global semiconductor hub. He also received the country's first Made in India semiconductor chip at the inauguration of Semicon India 2025 in New Delhi. Union IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav presented the Vikram 32-bit processor developed by ISRO Semiconductor Lab along with test chips from 4 approved projects.
वो दिन दूर नहीं जब पूरी दुनिया कहेगी डिजाइन इन इंडिया, मेड इन इंडिया, ट्रस्टेड बाय द वर्ल्ड.
Semiconductors, the heart of modern technology that power healthcare, transport, communication, defense, space and more. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Semicon India 2025 at Yashobhoomi in Delhi, a major push to make India a global semiconductor hub.
The world trusts India. The world believes in India. And the world is ready to build the semiconductor future with India.
Prime Minister announced that India's first indigenous semiconductor chip will hit the market by the end of 2025. He said the government is working on mission mode to grow this sector.
एक तरफ जब दुनिया भर की इकोनॉमी में चिंताएं हैं, आर्थिक स्वार्थ से पैदा हुई चुनौतियां हैं, उस माहौल में भारत ने 7.8% की ग्रोथ हासिल करके दिखाई है. ग्रोथ की यही दिशा है तो भारत को थर्ड लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी बनाने की तरफ तेजी से बढ़ना पक्का हो चुका है.
6 chip-making units are already under construction and 4 more approved, attracting investments of over 1.6 lakh crore rupees across 6 states. Prime Minister Modi linked the effort to the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, underlining the need for self-reliance in critical minerals and advanced technologies.
हमारा सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन सिर्फ एक फैब या एक चिप निर्माण तक सीमित नहीं है. हम एक ऐसा सेमीकंडक्टर इकोसिस्टम बना रहे हैं जो भारत को आत्मनिर्भर और ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव बनाए. भारत दुनिया की मोस्ट एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजीज के साथ इस क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ रहा है. जो इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं उनको भारत में बनी चिप से नई पावर मिले, ये हमारा फोकस है.
With more than 20,000 participants, 2,500 delegates from 48 countries and over 350 global exhibitors, Semicon India 2025 is being seen as India's big leap into the global semiconductor race. With Akshay Dongre, Taposh Bhattacharya's report for DD India.
Also addressing the event, India's Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Ashwini Vaishnav, said India's semiconductor mission began with Prime Minister Modi's visionary leadership and a razor-sharp focus on execution. He added that the world now looks to India with growing confidence.
Just a few years ago, we met for the first time to make a new beginning. Driven by our Prime Minister's far-sighted vision, we launched the India Semiconductor Mission. We collected together a team of globally renowned industry leaders and we started the new journey with laser-sharp focus on execution. And here we are today. In a short span of 3.5 years, we have the world looking at India with confidence. Today, construction of 5 semiconductor units is going on at a rapid pace. Pilot line of 1 unit is completed and we just presented the first Made in India chip to Honorable Prime Minister.
Semicon India 2025 has officially kicked off at Yashobhoomi, New Delhi, bringing together the brightest minds from across the globe. Visionaries, policymakers, academia and industry leaders, all converging to shape the future of semiconductors in India. DD India's Taposh Bhattacharya caught up with international innovators who are eager to collaborate and invest in India's rapidly growing semiconductor landscape. Let's listen in.
Welcome to Semicon 2025. It's bigger, better and huge number of people have come here at Yashobhoomi in Delhi to take part in this. And I have with me Mr. Hunwa Choi, CEO of JMG Korea company. Sir, we are looking at the Semicon 2025. This is the 4th edition. How do you see it? Bigger, better? What's your take on that?
The meaning, this one more bigger than last time, so
Okay.
very nice today, yeah.
Okay. I also wanted to ask you, because you guys are very much into semiconductor and power semiconductor for that matter. What is your take on India's semiconductor industry? Where do you think it's shaping up?
Yeah, so in this time, we are in charge of the power semiconductor. Also, India is maybe interested in the power semiconductor. So I think in the future, maybe the semiconductor grew up in India now, yeah.
Right. Also, when we talk about semiconductor, India is betting big on other countries also to partner them. You believe that Korea and your company can have that potential to make in India later on probably?
Yeah, in the future anyway, so India is grow up in the economy nice now. So maybe in the future, maybe we can supply some semiconductor in India. Also, we can buy some product from India. So I think the Korea to India cooperation is very bad in this time.
You heard the man that India's semiconductor industry is growing. Prime Minister Modi has given a clarion call to make it a huge industry and a 1 trillion market that India wants to have a major share of, and Korea can be a major partner in that. With camera person Yogesh, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi's Yashobhoomi. India-Korea partnership is making head turns right now here at Yashobhoomi. It's the time of Semicon 2025 and everybody is talking about semiconductor. And I have with me Mr. Kang, the CEO of PowerCube. Right, sir?
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to have you, sir. And we have an Indian partner also here, Mr. Dinesh Shenoy. Sir, wanted to ask you, India-Korea partnership, that is expected to be a major game changer. You guys have all the cutting-edge semiconductor out here. We can see that. How this is expected to help India, leapfrog that semiconductor race?
I have wish India partner. I want you very very. Recently, I have MOU with India company.
Okay.
Next future, my dream is India semiconductor make and sales.
There is a plan to do manufacturing also here in India?
Yes, definitely. That is our long-term goal. So we are in talks with few people.
Prime Minister spoke about the fact that it's a huge market, semiconductor market, and it's time that India rightfully have its place here. Your take on that, and you probably heard Prime Minister speak at that, in a way that kind of energized the people?
Definitely, there is a great potential here, and I believe our company, which is making mainly power semiconductors, which has a large application by which we can conserve energy. That is the main thing. So I hope we will be able to succeed here in India.
Right now I am here at the Malaysian booth, and as you can see, the Malaysian flag along with Indian flag is there. There's a collaboration that is currently going on. NSW Automation is here, and I have with me Casey Tai, the hi sir, the CEO of NSW is here. Casey, tell me, we see both the flags coming here, and it showcases the partnership that both countries have. Your take, your Prime Minister spoke about that. India needs to collaborate. What do you think about India as a semiconductor hub now?
We are NSW from Malaysia, Penang, Malaysia, and this is our second time to present in India for semiconductor. So our first time last year, we actually observed that the semiconductor demand in India is starting to warm up. And this year is even more impressive because we see a lot of demand keep coming. And then this year we actually bring in our semiconductor dispensing equipment to India market. So we actually receive a lot of demand for local customers, especially those from semiconductors. It's real semiconductor, it's not just back-end process. So nowadays we actually see the Prime Minister in India really did a very good job because a lot of awareness for semiconductor. We can feel from a foreigner perspective, the pushing for is really strong.
They also have an Indian counterpart here. How difficult or how easy it is now for the foreign companies to come here and set shop because ease of doing business is happening?
After a government giving lots of incentive and giving the schemes for the foreign company to come to invest in India, it's become very easy. Now lots of companies coming to India to invest in India and set up their manufacturing plants so they can support the India manufacturing companies so they can provide the equipment in less time to the industry.
India-Malaysia collaboration is happening here at the Semicon 2025. And as Prime Minister said, the time is here for India to emerge as a global hub of semiconductor industry. With camera person Yogesh, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
In an exclusive conversation with DD India, Gati Shakti University Vice Chancellor Dr. Manoj Chaudhary shared how India is taking a giant leap in the semiconductor race.
Joining me is the Gati Shakti VC, Dr. Manoj Chaudhary. It's a Semicon 2025 is a huge popular right now, and everybody's talking about it. $100 billion, that's the, people are talking about that India can have that kind of market value in that particular sector by the 2030. How do you see that?
Today, semiconductors are at the core of everything. Semiconductors are a need, whether in consumer or whether in strategic or defense sectors. And therefore, with our Honorable Prime Minister's vision and mindset of reform, perform and transform, there has been significant changes in India's landscape. Long neglected semiconductor sector in 2021 and 2022 started through the India Semiconductor Mission, and today 10 semiconductor units in the country have already been announced worth 1.6 lakh crore.
Sir, you mentioned manufacturing sector is going to be playing a major role, but also Prime Minister's vision and the way he has actually championed the cause of semiconductor industry, that actually also led to this massive upscale in the performance of the industry, isn't it?
It is a foundational industry. It is in everything, right? And therefore, when we put a focus on semiconductor, and today our 10 semiconductor units, they are very important, whether Micron is setting up logic and memory, whether SCL Foxconn is focusing on display driver ICs, whether there is a focus on 3D glass, whether there is a focus happening in industrial and automotive by Tata Electronics. Therefore, the entire ecosystem coupled with the talent of India, which today comprises of 20% of the semiconductor design talent in the world is from India. And India is powering the most important countries. India has both the talent, it has the technology and through partnerships, and it has the right kind of investment. Therefore, when we started, we might have started late, but we are on the right journey and we are accelerating our progress further. And therefore, nobody can stop us now from becoming Viksit Bharat.
Viksit Bharat, that's the dream for 2047, and India is looking forward to make it count in the semiconductor industry. With Kapasa Yogesh, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Yashobhumi, Delhi.
And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Quake death toll in Afghanistan rises to more than 1,400. Mexico's Supreme Court judges take office after world first judicial vote. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Tuesday that Moscow had never opposed Ukraine's potential membership of the European Union. Speaking with the Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico in China, Putin said that it was possible to find a consensus on ensuring the security of both Russia and Ukraine. He also said that Ukraine's security was discussed at the August 15 summit in Alaska with the US President Donald Trump.
As for Ukraine's EU membership, we have never objected to this. As for NATO, this is another issue. The point is the security of the Russian Federation, not only today or in the mid-term time span. It is about long-term outlook. Our position here is well known. We consider it is unacceptable for us.
A deal between Russia and China was signed after Russia agreed to supply additional volumes of natural gas to China and also signed a memorandum to build the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline. The cost of the gas project is being worked out. The announcement comes after President Vladimir Putin, who is currently in China, met President Xi Jinping in Beijing. Putin said the Russia-China relations are at an unprecedented level. Putin is visiting China for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meet and will also attend military parade on Wednesday, what marks 80 years since the end of World War II. And rescue operations continue in Afghanistan's Kunar and Nangarhar provinces in one of the deadliest quakes to hit the country in decades. According to the spokesperson of Taliban administration, the death toll has crossed 1,400. The spokesperson further said that 3,000 people have been injured in the disaster. The search for survivors continues, with authorities focusing on difficult terrains. India was among the first to respond to the disaster, with PM Modi expressing condolences and offering humanitarian aid. Acting swiftly under its neighborhood first policy, India sent 1,000 family tents to Kabul for emergency shelter and 15 tons of food supplies to the hard-hit Kunar province. Meanwhile, the European Union on Tuesday said that it was sending 130 tons of emergency supplies and unlocking €1 million to help victims of the deadly disaster. And turning to Mexico now. Mexican Supreme Court judges took office today after being elected in a June 1 vote, making Mexico the only country in the world where judges at all levels are chosen by popular vote. Earlier in the day, the justices received the indigenous staff of command, a symbol of the communitarian authority they now hold. Hugo Aguilar, the newly elected president of the Supreme Court, pledged to root out corruption and nepotism within the judiciary. The Senate ceremony, however, was disrupted by opposition senators who challenged the legitimacy of the selection process. India's Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal has said India will focus on zero defect and zero effect, which means the quality and sustainability be the mantra on which India will work in this Amrit Kal. He was speaking at the Confederation of Indian Industry, or CII's 20th Global Sustainability Summit in New Delhi.
India will continue to have more and more relations with countries around the world, strengthen our friendships with all countries. As we continue to have newer trading arrangements with the European Union, with Chile, Peru, New Zealand, a second tranche of Australia and Oman. All of these are FTAs on the anvil. We already completed Mauritius, Australia's first tranche, the four-nation EFTA bloc, UK, UAE. Lots have happened, lots more to go. But all of the US, we are in dialogue with them for a bilateral trade agreement.
At this summit, Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, described India's journey towards resilient, regenerative and responsible growth. The theme of the summit was redrawing the contours of a sustainable world. The minister highlighted key initiatives taken under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. Bhupendra Yadav also called upon countries to make sustainability foundational to growth by embracing economy-wide solutions.
Recently drawing motivation from leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change issued very critical notifications with the aim of building a sustainable future. Countries around the world must challenge the conventional growth models, realign development priorities, and make sustainability central to policy frameworks. India's policy roadmap and growth model exemplifies how nations can harmonize economic growth with sustainability to cultivate resilient, low-carbon development pathways.
As COP30 in Belém draws closer, senior diplomats gathered in New Delhi to share their expectations for the UN Climate Summit in Belém, Brazil. The dialogue underlined the need to align national strategies with global ambitions. The session brought together senior diplomats, including Azerbaijan's ambassador, South Africa's Deputy High Commissioner, and COP30 CEO Anna Tony, and representatives also from Sri Lanka, France, and Switzerland, among others. Participants highlighted climate finance, equity, just transition, regional cooperation, and scaling up adaptation as priorities for the Belém summit. COP30 President Andre Aranja Correa do Lago said that summit must move from promises to implementation with solidarity and credibility at the core.
We need to have answers at COP30 that will be satisfactory for different levels of analysis of the COP, because the COP is not analyzed in a straightforward, objective way. So civil society will expect some things, developing countries will expect others, developed countries others, and then business is expecting other things. And so how can we balance these expectations to reach something that truly contributes to the strengthening of the regime, to multilateralism, but at the same time expand the debate beyond the regime?
India's eastern state of Bihar has been carving out a new identity as a new sports hub by hosting national and international tournaments. The Hockey Asia Cup is underway in Rajgir town. In the last few years, the state has set up modern facilities to identify and groom new talents who could compete at national and international events. Watch this special report by our correspondent Gaurav Kumar.
The Men's Hockey Asia Cup is underway in Bihar, where the home team continues to dominate the tournament. But this is not the only marquee event that the state has hosted. In November 2024, the Women's Asian Hockey Champions Trophy was held here. In May 2025, big events like Khelo India Youth Games and Asian Rugby Championship took place. The people believes that due to the efforts of the central and state governments, Bihar is emerging as a new sports hub.
बिहार का अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर कोई खिलाड़ी उतना नहीं हुआ करता, लेकिन अब देख रहे हैं, देखिए रग्बी में कुछ खिलाड़ी प्रतिनिधित्व किए हैं, क्रिकेट में कुछ क्रिकेटर लोग आए हैं, मतलब अब अंतर्राष्ट्रीय छवि मतलब बिहार का सुधर रहा है क्रिकेट मतलब कि हर खेल पे।
हमारे बिहार के खिलाड़ी बहुत कम ही बाहर प्रतिनिधित्व करते हैं, चाहे इंडिया लेवल हो, चाहे अदर ओलंपिक हो या एशियन गेम्स हो, ठीक है ना। तो हम चाहते हैं कि इस तरह से सरकार की जो व्यवस्था है उस व्यवस्था से खिलाड़ी भी निकले और आगे खेले, इंडिया के लिए खेले, सब कुछ खेले।
According to Rajnikant, Registrar of Bihar Sports University, Rajgir, The government has worked hard at the grassroots level and sports competitions are being organized at the village level to identify new talents.
केंद्र सरकार की भी अपनी योजनाएं हैं और उन सभी योजनाओं का बढ़िया से कार्यान्वयन राज्य में हो रहा है और राज्य सरकार की अपनी योजनाएं हैं और दोनों मिलकर इस दिशा में जो कार्य कर रही है उसका परिणाम सामने है और आगे और बेहतर देखने को मिलेगा।
In the last few years, the state government has taken several big steps. Sports academies, coaching centers, and stadiums have been built in every village. Along with this, special attention has been paid to modern training, nutrition, and fitness of the players.
With cameraman Saurabh Bakshi, this is Gaurav Kumar reporting from Rajgir, Bihar, DD India.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available both on Android and iOS platform, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.